Alright gang, in this video you're going to learn about a competitive advantage you can give yourself over 99% of men, and this competitive advantage will improve your dating life, connect you with other men like you who want more out of life, make you more money, and open you up to more opportunities. So let's get into it. So for those of you who don't know, my main source of income is as a real estate agent, and the way that I get business as a real estate agent is through posting content on Instagram. That's where most of my clients come from. This right here that you're seeing is a post that I made on my Instagram last year, and it went viral. It got like 300, 400,000 views, something like that. You can see down here, it got almost 10,000 likes, got a ton of engagement, ton of shares. It was about this casino project going on in my area. And I got hundreds of new followers from this post. And one of them was this guy right here. His name is Connor Mangan. He lived in my area. He saw the post. He followed me. And I ended up following Connor back. And over the next few months, we talked on Instagram occasionally. Just, somebody posts something on their story. We interact with it, something like that. And then one day I noticed Connor posted this right here. It was something he'd posted on TikTok and he shared it on his Instagram story. And you'll see the caption says, "Your 20s are preseason." And I saw this and I was like, oh shit, that's a First Man video. And First Man's another YouTuber, for those of you who don't know. That's the video right there, 18 to 30 is preseason for men, where he's talking about this idea. And so I commented on the Instagram story and I was like, oh shit, that's a First Man thing. Or like, you watch First Man. I said something like that. So we ended up figuring out that we were both listening to the same kind of content, which meant that we probably had very similar mindsets, especially when it comes to a YouTuber like First Man, who doesn't have that many subscribers. Like, it's a pretty niche thing. It's not like we both were watching like fucking Mr. Beast or some shit like that. So like, it was this interesting thing that we connected on. I was like, oh cool, like this guy's thinking like me in a lot of ways. And then he ended up joining my friend Kenny's YouTube mastermind later. I knew Connor was wanting to get started with YouTube. We talked about that a little bit. Kenny was doing this free challenge. I told him about it. He joined the challenge. He ends up joining Kenny's paid mastermind group later on. And so I connected with him further in there. And then eventually it led to this right here.
All right, currently with a special friend here. Let's go ahead and in it out. Up here in uptown Charlotte. Beautiful day. We really lucked out, bro.
So as you can see from this, Connor and I ended up linking up in person. This was last weekend, actually. Did some boxing, talked business, content, just kind of shot the shit, just like typical friends do, right? All because somebody followed me on Instagram. We connected, realized we had a lot in common, end up linking up in person, realizing we have very similar goals and directions we want to go in life. And that's just kind of how that went, Now, out of hundreds of followers I got off that post with the casino that I was mentioning, Connor was the only one I followed back. Now, you might be wondering, well, why did I follow him back out of everybody? Well, it was because of this, right? So you can see here, these are some pictures that were on his Instagram, all right? Nothing crazy, but just like cool looking pictures, out in the mountains, walking through whatever the fuck that is, some garden, some rooftop spot, like some quality looking pictures that make the guy look like he's got some shit going on with his life. And so Connor looked like he had a cool life, so I figured he was worth knowing. That was literally what I thought. Out of everybody who followed me from that post, I was looking at some of the people, I look at his, I'm like, oh shit, this guy looks kind of dope. And that was literally it. And like, we talked a little bit and I just followed him back. I was like, this guy seems kind of cool. Maybe he's up to something with his life, pretty much. And I want you to understand that in the modern world, this is how relationships are built. Once you're in high school, you've got people around you day to day that you see in person. In college, the same way. But after college, it's like you don't really have these ways to connect with people, and a lot of guys struggle to have friends. I believe this statistic is the average man actually has 0 close friends. Fucking crazy, guys. So like, that means most of you guys are probably in that boat. You're probably in a situation where you don't have really strong friendships. You see that Instagram reel that you think's funny and you're like, fuck, I wish I had somebody I could share this with. Or like, you're in this spot especially, it's really bad when you're on personal growth like we are, where like, you're just like, nobody's thinking about this stuff. And you feel totally isolated. That's why I started the school community. I mean, connecting guys, and like, I know how powerful that is when you get guys on the same team, moving in the same direction, and we're already seeing it happen inside the group. Anyways, like, this is how relationships are built in the modern world. They're built online like this, okay? It's called personal branding, and this is the massive competitive advantage you can give yourself over 99% of men, is understanding this personal branding concept and leveraging it in your favor. Now, not only does this build relationships, but I made $10,000 off this post through a client I got from it. So again, one of those people who followed me eventually reached out, wanted to buy a property. I sold them the house, $10,000 check off a post. Again, that's the power of personal branding. Connor was doing it for just more of like networking purposes and perhaps dating purposes, things like that. For me, I use personal branding as a business tool as well. It got me 10,000 bucks off this post, and like I said, I run my whole real estate business primarily off my Instagram. Personal brand is also where I get half my dating life at this point. It's like through messaging with girls. Some girl hearts my story on Instagram, something like that. You know, you post pictures like this showing off that you're like up to something cool with your life. You know, the average person's, sitting inside on a Tuesday, and here you are in Miami like I was in these pictures. It really has an impact. You get what I'm saying? Personal brand gives you the opportunity to highlight your lifestyle in an attractive way. Personal brand really just puts life on easy mode, guys. I gotta be honest, if I didn't have good Instagram for my real estate, I'd be door knocking, I'd be cold calling for sale by owners, I'd be, paying thousands of dollars to send out postcards and all this kind of stuff. But because I have personal brand and I understand how to use it, I can just post content to Instagram, get business. If you don't know how have a personal brand, then dating girls is really hard because the first thing they're going to do is look at your Instagram. You know what I mean? And it's very hard to build friendships because, again, I know you guys know this. You're like, where do I meet people who think like me? Because they're all on the internet. The way you're going to connect with people these days is not necessarily geographic. It's not going to be the person like at the pub. It's going to be somebody else in your local area, but you're not going to run into them unless you put yourself out there online. And that's the power of personal branding. In 2025, you need to have a personal brand. It is a requirement if you want to connect with high-level people, make lots of money, and have a good dating life. Seriously, like you really gonna fucking struggle if you don't have this, and that's why the average guy's struggling, All of my friends that I have met since becoming an adult came from personal brand. Any friend I have built, like friendship I have built, after the age of, say, 22, has come from social media. My friend Kenny that I mentioned, I met him because he created YouTube content. I moved across the country to Houston, Texas because I knew people like him were working out at this gym called Alpha Land, and I wanted to connect with people like that. So I knew him through the internet, ended up moving to an area where I could connect with those kind of people, built that friendship along with a couple other friendships. Connor in this example, same thing. It's been that way pretty much with all of them. You get what I'm saying here? Now, a lot of you are probably, I can already hear you saying it, shit like this, right? Because no guy wants to do this kind of stuff, You're like, I don't want to be judged. I don't want to put these pictures out. You're afraid of the judgment people are going to have of you. You feel like this is vain and all this kind of shit. Guys will, like, cope and act like, oh, this is just stupid. I don't want to do all this shit. Or, like, I'm scared to take pictures, or I don't care about this. I don't like social media. You'll say this kind of shit, but, like, I would encourage you to think positive, okay? All you have to do is have some decent pictures of yourself, and you'll stand out against 99% of men. Back in the day, you had to do a lot more. If you wanted a girl, you had to walk through the mall, hunt her down, approach her. Now it's just like have a decent looking Instagram, and you're good to go. You get what I'm saying? In fact, it's more effective than if you walk through the mall. So it's like less effort and more effective. So just be positive about this stuff. And okay, yeah, like I didn't feel great taking pictures at first either. I felt weird about it too. But you just kind of have to get over it and embrace reality. And again, flip it to the positive. It's such a great opportunity. And here's the thing, guys. This is why I say that this is such a competitive advantage over every other guy. Like, I'm not sure there's a bigger competitive advantage besides maybe like getting in shape. Other than that, having the personal brand is one of the biggest advantages you can give yourself. And here's why. This is your competition, okay? Shit like this. Like, we see this shit, right? Like, this is what most guys' fucking Instagrams look like. Selfie like that. Looking psychopathic. Looks like fucking terrifying. Like, I'm 6 feet, 190 pounds, jacked, and I'm scared of that. That looks like a horror film picture. Like, what the fuck is that? And this is like the shit you'll see. Like, somebody's profile picture on Instagram looks like that. Or it'd be like the only picture they have on there is some shit like that. It's like, well, who told you to take this? It's like that type of shit. It's this type of shit, right? A fish picture. Like, all those fucking guys who've got a fish picture that's like 6 years old that they caught, right? Like, in the fucking baggy t-shirt, just looks like some fucking redneck, Like, this is the type of shit guys be posting on their Instagrams, right? It's like you go on their page, and it's like they have no profile picture like this, and then they've got that fish pic from 2018. And that's all they've got up. And it's just weird. It's like, does this guy have a fucking life, or does he just jack off in his mother's basement? Like, what is going on here, Or it's some shit like this, right? Sharing memes. Look, it's like, this is why you don't step on the flag, right? All these like flag ones, like I stand for the national anthem, like boomer memes and fucking like conservative meme shit, or even liberal meme shit. You know, it's all the fucking same. Just retarded stuff like that. And it's like, this is your competition. Posting selfies like that, fish pic, no profile picture, fucking boomer memes. Maybe like some guy is like, he works out, and so he takes those really weird fitness selfies. I'm not talking about like a normal gym selfie, which is like, you know, save that for your Instagram story. Don't just post it on the feed. But even with that, like, it's the one where it's like the wannabe bodybuilder, and he's got like the fucking he's only wearing underwear, and he's got him like shoved up in his crotch so he can show you his quads, and he's fucking flexing. It's like some shit like that. Like, anybody asked to see that. Like, that's your competition, is this kind of shit, okay? So like, having some decent pictures of yourself, just looking like somebody who has their life together, it's a massive advantage, guys. Most men look like child molesters on Instagram. And I'm serious, guys. Like, you know, somebody might be watching this. You know, this guy sent me a message a while back on here, and he said he lived in my area and that he was trying to break into like his own photography business or something like that. And he told me he was kind of in the real estate space. And so I told him, I was like, message me on Instagram. Maybe I have some business for you. Maybe you can like take the pictures for my next listing. He messages me on Instagram. I go look, and I didn't respond. I was like, this guy looks like a fucking freak. No offense if you're watching, men, but you should look in the mirror. You should go check your Instagram. You look like a fucking weirdo. And so I asked you to reach out to me, and I saw your profile. I was like, I don't want this guy near me. He looks like a weirdo. He just doesn't look like he gets it, right? It's like a thing, you know? It's like, do you get it or not? Like, you look like a fucking goofy, right? He had a picture, I'm pretty sure. I remember he had like a picture like picking his nose on his Instagram. And a lot of you guys will laugh at that shit, but like, you're probably fucking up your Instagram too for the most part. Because I see the people who DM me. And most people don't get an answer because I'm like, this guy looks like a fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? So like, it's just a thing. Like, guys seem to clearly not understand how to do this. Most guys look like child molesters. Like, they'll send me a message, anonymous profile, right? It's a private profile with no profile picture. It says they're following like 3,000 accounts, and they send me some random fucking message. And like, this is what most guys do on Instagram. They look like idiots. Seriously, it's fucking weird. And then you wonder why nobody wants to connect with you. You wonder why your DMs get left on red, whether it's guys or girls. Like, you're trying to hit up a guy for like a business opportunity, or you've got a question for him. He just ignores you because I look and I'm like, weirdo. Seriously, I'm like, yeah, you're weird. You don't get it. You don't seem like you're worth my time. I'm sorry, you can think that's fucked up, but that's how it is. We all judge on first impressions, and all I can see of you is that you look like a fucking weirdo on Instagram. So I'm not going to be like, hey, don't judge a book by its cover. It's like, no, I'm going to judge a book by its cover. I got plenty of shit to do. I don't need to talk to some random potential child molester on Instagram, okay? You have to understand that what people see online about you creates their impression of you. You're almost not even real if you don't have a personal brand in 2025. Because, like, this is, you know, think about it. I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but when I see a business and I'm considering, like, is this legit? I always go look at their Instagram. If it's like some, you know, company wants to like sell this product or this thing, I'm like, does any, like I go look, I'm like, maybe it's a clothing company. I'm like thinking about if I'll buy their clothes. I'll go look on their Instagram and see if anybody else is following them. And if they've got some followers and they've got some engagement, then I'm like, okay, this must be like a real company. It's not some bullshit. It's not some shitty product, one of those AI companies with the clothes, and the clothes look like shit when you get them, something like that. Or even like a wall art company, because like some companies will just throw up the pictures and they don't have the copyright laws, like, or they don't have the rights to actually like use the image for wall art, and then you get yourself into some shit, or they actually can't deliver on the product you purchased. So I go look on their Instagram. I want to see if somebody wants to do some sort of deal with me or business. A girl, I always go look them up on Instagram if I meet them on a dating app. You know, like, this is how we do it, right? So if they go on there and there's nothing there, it's like, who the fuck is this guy? That's everybody's first reaction. Now, I'm going to explain to you at this point how you can have a decent personal brand. What I'm going to do is explain to you how you can leverage personal brand for networking and for dating purposes. Building this into your business as like actually like making money directly off your brand is a much more like challenging thing. But from the purposes of simply, you know, getting your messages answered by people on Instagram for the purposes of, building relationships, for, potential career opportunities and things like that. What I'm going to explain to you here will get it done, and it's actually not that hard at all. Step one, have some shit going on in your life. Now, here is how to not seem fake and cringe, because I know a lot of you guys feel fake, you feel cringe taking pictures, you don't want to stage it, all that shit. I don't want to either. So here's how you cannot seem fake and cringe. Don't do anything just for a picture. And that's why I say have some shit going on in your life. Because this picture right here of me in the jet car, I didn't go get in a jet car to take a picture. I wanted to drive the jet car, and I was like, while I'm at it, let's get some cool pictures because this shit's dope. That was my thinking on it, right? But I'm just living my life. I actually went and drove the jet car. This was not staged. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not cringe, because I'm actually out here doing the thing. I'm the main character in my own life, and I'm just documenting it. And that's kind of the mindset you want to get into. This whole like let's stage photos, it always looks weird. Like in 2025, we're doing candid shit only, guys. Like the fucking airbrush 2018 Instagram, that shit's kind of done. Like at a minimum, it needs to be semi-candid. Okay, so like go actually do something with your life. Your goal with your personal brand is to honestly, and that's the key word, display the highlights of your life. So actually be doing some shit. Actually be up to something cool. I don't fake anything. I just take pictures of the cool stuff I'm doing. Here's some examples of stuff you can take pictures of. Active posts. So like I've posted some pictures of me boxing, things like that. I had a photo shoot done while I was doing a boxing session. I was already going to do the boxing session. I had a videographer come in, get some video content for YouTube that I used, and got some pictures for Instagram while I was doing it. If you don't have that kind of thing, you don't want to spend the money on a videographer, but you box, just set your phone up, take a video of you hitting the bag. Hit the heavy bag for a little bit, scroll through it and find find through the video and find a still image that looks kind of cool for a picture as well. Now you got some video and photo, not hard. Golf's another one. You play golf, you play basketball, you're working out. As long as it's not some weird, cringy workout picture, those are cool. Just look like you're doing something. Lifestyle posts, right? And I'm going to show you guys some examples here in a minute from my own Instagram, but doing stuff like, I don't know, what do you like to do? Like I like to smoke cigars. I take a picture while I'm smoking cigars. I like a nice meal. I'll take a picture eating a nice meal. Whatever it is for you, what kinds of things do you like to do? What is your lifestyle like? You know what I mean? Rich shit. Seriously. Like if you do some expensive stuff, take a picture of it. It just elevates your status. Again, we're trying to convey high status. None of this is fake, but what you're doing is showing off a certain side of yourself that is more compelling and interesting to people. Because you don't want to show off like guys, I'm not always driving a jet car or, jacked in Sedona, Arizona or something like that. Like sometimes I'm literally just getting up tired with fucking bags under my eyes, but I don't take a picture of it, Sometimes I'm feeling like bloated. I just don't take a picture of it. Sometimes I don't know, just not dressed well, haven't shaved in a couple days. I just don't take a picture of it, right? I'm just living my life, Like I'm like everybody else, but I just don't show that. What I do is highlight the cool shit. Because that's what everybody does, right? LeBron James isn't always playing basketball, but you only watch when he's playing basketball. Because all we care about are the highlights of people's lives. So you just want to show off highlights. That's what you're doing. Cool locations. If you go somewhere cool, highlight that, right? People love traveling. Traveling, especially for the ladies, is a huge one, right? If you can highlight that. Accomplishments. You achieve some goal. That's a great one. Okay, cool. This guy knows how to work hard. He's disciplined. He's done this stuff. It could be a fitness transformation. It could be a career accomplishment, whatever it is, right? Stuff like that. You want to show that you are someone who has a life. That is the big thing here. Like you just want, like, again, imagine you send me a message on Instagram and I look at your profile. I want to be like, oh, okay, this guy's cool. I want to be like, this guy like has his shit together. He understands life. He gets it, right? He's doing something with his life. And you're just conveying that to me. It's like a resume and stuff like that. Like back in the day with a resume or even a college application, you put shit on the application to enhance your resume, right? It's like, I was the head quarterback of the football team my senior year, or, I participated in this volunteer thing, or I got this extracurricular. Like, you put this kind of stuff on applications and resumes because it enhances your ability, like who you are in people's eyes. It enhances your status. That's what basically a personal brand is. You're enhancing your status. You're displaying the things you're already doing, but you're just making it public so that it can be useful for you. Because if I don't know that you're rich and a boxer and all this shit, and all I see is some anonymous account, I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to respond, and nobody else is either. Don't try to fake this. You actually got to get a life. That's the big one, right? Because I know some people are going to try and stage stuff. They're like, oh, like we should go, like, I don't know, do some like cool thing at the lake and make it look like I used to do this kind of stuff. I was like, how can I make it look like I'm some rich guy on the lake? And I was like, this is such a waste of time. It's stupid. Like, go get the money and actually get on the lake, right? So, like, if you're down bad, then, like, you know, you got to work on yourself, you know, but at least you can post gym pictures. That's what I used to do when I didn't have, like, a cool lifestyle. I just have gym photos up, though. And it was like, okay, cool, this guy's the workout guy. It was a part of my personality. It did convey some status. It showed discipline. It was something, right? Anybody can at least do that, you know what I mean? But just like, don't fake it. Go actually like build a cool lifestyle for yourself so that people are like, oh, this guy's like legit. I'd like to know him. Step 2, get some decent looking pictures of you living your life. So that's all you really got to do. It's like, okay, I've got, you know, I've created this cool lifestyle. I'm up to some cool shit. And now I'm just going to get pictures of it, right? And what you can do for this is just share this vision with a friend, right? Share this with a friend who sees the vision, who's like, okay, I understand the point of Instagram. Like, share this video with them. They'll get it after they see this, right? And get them to understand that you two need to work together to highlight each other's stuff. You know, when I go on trips, and I'll show this here in just a second. When I go on trips and I bring a friend with me, it's like we take pictures of each other doing stuff. It's not even like staged. It's like I just know to whip out my camera and take some pictures while he's doing something, and he does the same for me. You need to get a friend who's on that wavelength, because then you start getting some cool pictures of yourself, and it looks like you're this fucking celebrity who's just getting shots snapped of them all the time and stuff. And if you don't have a friend, you know, like I was saying, just set up your camera somewhere, do a recording of you doing something, because I used to deal with this. I didn't have a friend who could appreciate what I was talking about for a while here, and it was so frustrating because it felt weird having to ask my friend, and he's like, why do you want pictures? Because like he's just on this old mindset and doesn't get this shit. But if you can just, you know, if you don't have a friend, put the phone up somewhere, buy a tripod, it's like $20, something like that. Record yourself doing something, and then scrub the recording looking for a decent looking picture. And that's really all you got to do, and just find some stuff. This doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, the age of the airbrushing's over. Candid stuff's kind of in, right? Obviously, you got to know the basics of photography. But at the end of the day, like, as long as it just looks like you're up to something, people like that. For real, okay? This will be enough to get people to answer your DMs, get follows back and from cool people in your area, and open up opportunities for you. Like, really, that's pretty much all it's going to take. Like, I mean, it's just like people will be like, oh, okay, this guy's cool. Like, yeah, he can come to this thing. Or you know somebody in your area, you send them a message, they're going to respond. I mean, seriously, like, I run a lot of ads for local, like, for real estate, and I get a lot of followers from this. And I look at who followed me, and I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. I'll follow him back. Like, I just judge everybody by it. I'm like, okay, this guy's got a life. This guy works out. This guy looks like he runs a company. That's cool. This guy's up to this, blah, blah. And I just follow him back. Like Mangan. I was like, okay, cool. This guy looks like he's up to some shit. He understands the game. Follow back, right? That's all it really takes. And now Mangan's in a spot where, like, because he connected to me, now he's in Kenny's mastermind. He's doing the YouTube thing as well. He's getting help from me. He's getting help from Kenny. I've learned some stuff from him. Mangan does photos really well. Like, so it ends up being this thing. Again, this is networking 101 in the 21st century pretty much. And it's been that way, like I said, with real estate deals. I've met people in person. I've gone and had workouts with people who followed me on Instagram. They were cool people. We link up. We work out. This is how this shit works, guys. But you got to just not look like a freak on social media. You don't have to be a professional photographer. That's also really important to understand. Like I said, you don't have to be like airbrushing this shit. It's candids, right? Just be doing some stuff with your life. That's all people want to see, right? And you'll see it here in a second. Like, I'm going to show you my Instagram right now. All right, guys, so what you're seeing here is my backup Instagram that I made recently. I wouldn't actually say it's my backup. It's more of like my lifestyle account. Go follow this page, by the way, if you don't already. This is where I'm going to be posting most of the kind of shit I'm up to in my life. I realized, like, I have my real estate account, but I know a lot of you guys, like, why would you care what I'm up to with my real estate? Real estate posts don't really help you get girls. So, like, I was like, I'm going to make another account strictly for lifestyle stuff, you know, just kind of like more of a personal account. And so I made this account recently. I just wanted to show you guys like some of the pictures so you can get some understanding of like what I'm doing here. Because like this is intentional. It's not intentional in the sense that it's all pre-planned, but like what I put up is intentional in my mindset as well. So like we'll start with this picture right here. So like this picture of me, this is not staged. I was just walking along and like I said, my friend took pictures of it. So we're in a cool location. Again, that conveys status. I'm out on some adventure. Being in great shape, again, conveys status, all that kind of stuff. This one was 2024 dump to start the new page. So basically, I just wanted to throw something up because I just started this new page. So I put up some pictures. Again, there's me boxing. Like I said, active post, right? This was, like I said, I had a professional photographer help me out with these. Again, did not pose for this. It was just walking around, exploring the Grand Canyon. Video of me working out, right? Anybody can do that. You know, you can set your phone up and do that shit right there. Again, Grand Canyon, just doing cool shit. Looks like I'm up to something. And in my mind when I'm doing this, I'm trying to curate a certain image and a brand, like the part of myself I want to highlight, which is kind of like, high status, masculine, adventures, luxury lifestyle, cool shit, like somebody you'd want to know, somebody attractive, all that kind of stuff. That's what we're conveying here, right? Boxing picture, again, and then just kind of like wholesome. I put this one up just kind of like goofy shit just because like I don't want to take myself too serious. I just thought it was kind of funny. Adding that kind of thing in every now and then just shows you've got some personality. It's like, oh, this guy's kind of funny. That's cool, right? Next one right here. In Miami, okay? Took this picture. This one, again, semi-staged. Like, I knew he was taking pictures, so I kind of like aimed for it, but it wasn't like, hey, quick, take a picture, that kind of thing. That shit's out. Right here, again, trying to be goofy. I try to like add a little bit of personality in while I'm doing this kind of shit. This is me, guys. Like, I'm just trying to give you guys some ideas. Put this video up again. Just try to add a little personality because like sometimes I don't want to come off too fucking serious all the time, right? Like, I play that part, but then I also show like the fun side as well to try and make it like, oh, okay, like this guy's not like a total douchebag. Just like halfway a total douchebag. You know what I'm saying? Jet car picture right here. Video of me driving the jet car, another video of me driving the jet car, picture of me in Miami on the jet car. So like, again, obviously that's a status play, right? And like even this one right here, not a good picture exactly. Like you can't even see me in it. It's just a cool shot because it's got the like backdrop of the city and the car and all that stuff. It's just status, right? This one right here, again, just me on a boat, status picture, stuff like that, right? I think I literally just handed my phone to my friend. I was like, hey, can you take a picture real quick? He just took a picture, Just remember to do this right here. This picture is objectively not a good picture from the perspective of like, aesthetics, right? Like there's too much depth above my head. Like it's kind of like I'm not popping out from the background. In a lot of ways, photo experts would say this is a bad picture. I think it's a great picture. Reason being is because I got this big high rise behind me. I'm in Miami smoking a cigar, cool outfit on, and I like the fact that it's downplayed. I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I don't care. It's just kind of cool rather than like, quick, let's stage it. So like I'm literally just like smoking a cigar, don't give a fuck. That kind of look, right? Again, I even said B-side of Miami for this one. So like I was just showing off like backup shots, right? Hookah, again, like it's same kind of shit, right? Like I'm just kind of chilling. Like I mean, it's not like a high quality picture necessarily, but it's just like lifestyle stuff. That's what you're trying to highlight here is like lifestyle. It's not like airbrush stage shit. It's lifestyle. Again, like lifestyle picture, cool shit I'm up to, some food, all this kind of stuff. Here, like mirror selfie. Again, like not exactly a great picture. I'm barely taking any of it up. I just thought I looked fucking jacked, so I threw it up. Screw it. And then this one I posted just the other day. Smoking a cigar inside, right? Just kind of chilling. Just doing stuff with my lifestyle. And that's kind of like what this is all about, really. So I hope that adds some context, gives you some ideas, guys. Go take whatever you want. Just kind of get some ideas, right? And I'm not even amazing at it. But again, like you see the difference between that shit versus just like the average guy. And you're like, oh, this is night and day, right? Part of it is literally you just gotta have a cool lifestyle, do some shit. But then again, it's like, it's not airbrushed. It's literally like, just go do some stuff. And I guarantee you're doing something. At a minimum, you're working out, or you should be. And if you're not, shame on you. Like, you need to be working out, right? But that's just the game. All you gotta do is just go out there and just do some cool shit, document it. Personal brand is built. You look like you're like cooler than 99% of people right off the bat. Seriously, that's all it takes. Photography is a must-have skill in 2025. Just like understand the basics of getting a good picture. Like understand like you want to have the sun behind the camera, not behind the subject, right? That's one that'll make sure the subject's not blown out, things like that. You want to make sure like, I don't know, like certain angles. Like you don't want to take a picture like straight down looking like you got a double chin, shit like that. Basic stuff. Have some depth between you and the background. That'll make you pop a little bit. Things like that. You can't afford to be ignorant about this anymore, guys. This is, again, a massive advantage you can give yourself. You have to practice to get better. That's another important point I wanted to give you guys, because when I started doing this shit, I absolutely sucked at it. Like, for example, this picture, I took this in like 2022, 2021, maybe? Probably 2021, I think. Took this in 2021. I thought this shit was fire. I was like, yo, I look mysterious. I look deep. I look all this shit. My jaw looks cool. Like, I really thought this shit sucks. Seriously, I'm like in some dark ass room. Looks fucking dirty. Like it's just brown colored walls. Like again, this is what I'm saying. It's not about like, we don't take pictures the way women take pictures. First of all, women, it's strictly appearances for the most part. For guys, it's all about the context of the shot. It's all about you being on purpose. intention, action, doing shit with your life, right? Traveling, again, cool lifestyle, active adventures, right? Working out, golf, things like that. You're doing something. You're the masculine. You're in motion. You're taking action. That kind of shit, right? This is none of that. And I just look poor. And it's just a bad shot, right? I mean, I objectively, like, physically, I don't look bad, but again, that's not the point, right? That's the whole thing, is like the difference for men. It's like, it's not about duck face selfies the way it is for chicks. They play a completely different game for Instagram. And then you see that picture versus this picture. And it's just like the context, right? Blue waters out in the ocean, right? The fucking angle and the camera and the positioning, right? I mean, I just look way better. And it's all just because it's an outside shot, right? I put this on this website. It's called photofeeler.com, by the way, where they rate photos of you. Like, women will go on there and rate how you look in a picture. This one of me right here in the fucking room, it got like a 3. This one of me right here in the ocean, it got a 9. 9 out of 10. So it was like rated like top 10% best looking guys. Same dude, basically. I'm in better shape now, but like for the most part, basically the same guy. One of them's like a bottom feeder incel. The other one's getting chicks left and right. And it's just like, it's all photo skill, right? You see the difference in this. It's all context and positioning, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.